Welcome, welcome everyone. This is Vinny, and you are in the Rod Pod. And today we're going to get overreactive. We are going to get super overreactive. We're going to get radioactive. So, what we're going to do today, guys, is we are going to react to a few videos, just some information, some content that I've seen going on throughout the weekend. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there, and happy Juneteenth to those of you celebrating as well. And just hopefully everybody's been enjoying the weekend. Tomorrow, I would imagine it's going to be a very, very packed day, for most of you returning to work. So I'm going to give you a bit of few nuggets here, some information, something for you guys to, kind of, take home with you tonight. And maybe you'll get a few giggles. Maybe you'll get a bit triggered. Maybe you'll get, some value from this. So if you do like what you see today, even if you don't like what you see, make sure to comment below, make sure to like the page, and make sure to subscribe and share, if you found value in this. So with that said, we're going to the first and foremost, we're going to react to something that I saw here, and you guys can't see my screen yet. So let me just add this screen. Okay, you guys should be able to see. Okay, so a lot of wild things happening today, right? So if you guys could see my screen, make sure to comment in the chat below. Make sure to comment in the chat. Let me just double check with you guys. Looks like everything is good. All right. So looking at this, and I'm gonna pause this for you guys, but we're living in a wild time today. I mean, you remember you used to go down the street, and just look up in the sky, and you expect the sun to be there, maybe a cloudy day, or maybe some precipitation. Well, nowadays that is not the case. Things are so wild with all the stuff about people having sightings of what they're seeing in the sky nowadays, and all this stuff going on politically, political tensions between countries, and all this, the social or cultural wars that we've been experiencing. Well, take a look at this. So I had to watch this video several times and I just can't seem to make sense of it unless it was an edited video, which is very, very possible. But this is what we're starting to experience nowadays in this world. Take a look. Let me give you guys some context. So the tweet says, people are convinced that there's a glitch in the matrix after bird is spotted not moving in the sky. Very interesting. Got 17 million views, this thing. Let's take a look. Look at that thing. It's literally just, if I could zoom in here, that would be even better. It's literally just hovering in the sky right now out of nowhere. This thing is literally just like dangling in the air, just a pigeon, like right in the air. Wild. And you can just see it was reported, just people driving and they just see the bird just hovering there, like floating in space, which is like completely wild. So people are saying it's, this whatever glitch in the matrix thing, whatever that might be. But it does kind of make you wonder. You're like, what is this thing? No strings. And everybody else is looking at it over here too. Like, what is going on? You see this guy. Go back here for a second. See the guy over here is also looking at it like, how is that bird just flying in the air? So it's not only the people observing here, but there's actually two people back there, right? If you see, so wild. So they're just trying to be like play it off normal, like, okay, nothing to see here, and move on. But it does make you think, like, what am I witnessing right now? You guys know what I'm saying? So very, very intriguing world that we're living in right now. What do you think that is? You guys comment below. What do you think that was? Do you think it was just a hack, a trick? Do you think that, it was like an edited video? Or do you think that, maybe it is the glitch in the matrix, or maybe it is something else? Would definitely love to hear what you guys say. If you like this, let's move on to the next one. Okay. And so the next one, and we'll get pretty deep here. I think you guys are knowing where I'm gonna go with this. This one, really, really kind of flustered my feathers. No pun intended. So let me give you guys some context. There's actually no caption here, no context, right? I wish I kind of knew more about what's going on, but it's pretty straightforward. We've been seeing a lot of this happen ever since the lockdown back in 2019. And I'm sure many of you would have your own stories about what's been happening. So let's take a look at what. So you see clearly there's shoppers, okay, and or it seems like they're shoppers. Maybe just civilians, right? I can only guess. I wish I had the context. If you know the context of the story, please comment below and let me know. What was the premise of this situation? What caused this to happen? So you can see people just running out of this store. Kind of looks like a perfumania, maybe. You see like all these beauty products and stuff, right? Oh, perfumania. Oh, maybe like some gadgets or electronics or something in the back, right? So yeah, and you can just see them like running out, and they got bags full of things. And it's like some department store with clothing, a mix of different products, but you can see these guys just literally running out. Now, how often are you seeing reports of this happening? How often are you seeing people making it cool to steal or to rob or to take things away? In my days, I don't know about you. I was born in the late 80s. In my days, you would it was unheard of that you could ever just in broad daylight in the middle of the day just grab a bunch of things from the store and just run out of the store like that all willy-nilly. Where on earth did these people get that idea? I mean, I have no clue. But I could say this: there is a trend, there is a pattern, and this kind of goes back to the Matrix thing with the bird, right? There is a pattern of a series of events, sequence of events, right? I don't have a tinfoil hat right now to put it on, but it's pretty obvious. Like you see theft and petty theft like happening a lot more, like people taking from stores and robbing, and a lot more violence being incited and so on. That stuff is happening. We're seeing witness accounts, but there's something deeper to this. What's deeper is you see the apathy. Like take for a second the last video, right? The last video, it sounded like it was a son and his mom, and they were driving, and they just watch it, and then they just drive away and don't pay any attention, don't make a report, don't make a big deal out of it. It just is what it is, right? Take this scenario. You see these folks running out of the store, but every time I see these videos, I gotta ask myself, who's the person behind the camera? And what on earth is that person doing? Literally just filming the event happen. Back in the days, we would do something about it. Back in the days, we would actually people would take personal responsibility for stopping those people. Someone would have gotten punched in the face, someone would have got like ran over, tackled, or somebody would have taken responsibility to stop it. And that's kind of what I've been thinking, guys. Like, you tell me, I think there's a lot more going on than just looking at these people and just be like, oh, yeah, they're bad. But you also got to take account for the viewer, right? The type of culture that we're in nowadays is people, number one, people feel like they could just take things all willy-nilly and just like grab things away from department stores, run away because they know there's going to be no punishment. And on the other side, you got the witness, and the witness just like watches it and like films it and nothing happens, right? Back in the day, somebody witnesses that, they take personal responsibility because they felt it was a part of their community. Remember something called Main Street, mom and pop shops? What happened to those? Well, the main street and the mom and pop shops, they were part of a community. So those communities prevented things like this from happening. Now, when you have large corporate department stores, that's why they have such a high level of thrift, of petty theft happening in their stores. And now, even more than ever, simply because why? Well, because essentially they're not attached to the community anymore, and in a way, they could technically afford the small loss that they take for the huge profits that they get on on or on the volume size as far as how much they sell. So this itself is very, very intriguing. Um, but there's a third element to it. The third element is the store itself. So I alluded to it just a moment ago. Well, what are the stores doing about it? The stores are okay with the nutrition rate, a smaller rate of loss, right? But why are they allowing this to happen more and more and more publicly? I mean, look, you could actually see right here. Look at the top. There's a camera, and it sees these people walking away, and they don't care. Yo, wacky. That's why there's a little clown face there, clown world. So, uh, that's that, guys. And then there's one more. It kind of has, this ties it all in. It just kind of compares. This is men in 1933, right? You could see the posture, the stature, right? You could see, they no limits, right? They didn't mind, hunting. They were the hunter. Not that I'm for this. I'm definitely, definitely don't condone this at all. But you see the kid, and even the kid, look at his face, almost like a grown man. Like the dude has no fear, right? Just sitting there, like, hell yeah, we did it. So I find this intriguing because this shows whether you agree with it or not. I don't necessarily agree with this activity, but what I would say is that this does represent some sort of confidence and some sort of posture or strength, right? This is in 2023. Let's take a look again. The agony. Look at that. I mean, he probably should have like parked the brake there for a second. You know what I mean? Like park the brake there, homie. So what's the moral to the story, right? The moral of the story is we've come a long way. Now, I give him props for having some compassion, for the animal and understanding like, hey, I didn't he didn't deserve to get hit, but like, dude, you gotta as a vegan myself, dude, you gotta get over it. Like I get it, but crying ain't gonna help. And right now we live in a society where crying is the first gut instinct. That's the only point that I want to make here. Crying is the first instinct that we make instead of saying, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I own up to it and then do something about it, right? I would feel terrible about it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to that I'm going to overreact and freak out about this scenario, because that's not necessarily helping the situation. That doesn't make the deer feel any better. That's the situation. What makes the deer feel any better is take it in. Watch. Let me show you my face. Let me show you my face. All right. I want you to see what's the reaction that you would get. Right. So take a look here. See this? Okay. If that was me and I was in that scenario and I'm a vegan and I care, so I became vegan for the animals, the first thing I would do is if that situation happened, knock on wood, God forbid, I would I would just be like, just breathe. I kind of look up and just be like, man, Lord, oh Lord, like, I'm so sorry I did this. And, I just kind of like bite my teeth, and, it would be painful for me because I would be empathetic to the other living being in that moment. But after that, dude, I could cry all I want. It's still right there in the front. What I got to do is I got to take responsibility. I probably would call some animal department, right, to help resolve the situation, and then I would do something about it. I'd probably move it over. I'd step out of the car. Like, now again, there's no context to that. I wish I had a little bit more context, but regardless. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, bear with me here. Okay, and then this is the last one I was gonna share with you guys. All right. So the last one is, for those of you that are vegan, okay, I want to get you guys' thoughts on this because this has a lot of complexity to it. So it says KFC vegan menu. What plant-based food options are available? Interesting. So, as you may or may not know, there's a big vegan movement going on, and especially now, I would argue, the vegan movement has become so strong that it's people have become very, very creative in finding ways to promote veganism and make it fun and make it attractive for the average Joe to to want to try it, want to give it a try. So a lot of fast food chains have started to adopt vegan type products. So I've been vegan for 8 years. Okay. And the only time I probably ever had any animal product whatsoever is if it was given to me by accident. If it was given to me, I go to Starbucks and I ask for an almond latte or some, or like a matcha latte or something like that, that's with a plant milk. And as soon as I walk out of the Starbucks and I take a sip, I'm like, wait a second, this does not taste like almond. Hold on a second. And I realize, man, they gave me cow's milk. And I throw that thing out, and then I get a new one, right, for free. Because you can do that, right? Good customer service, right? Uh, but I'll get one done the right way. That's literally the only time. Or I go to somebody's house and they're like, yeah, 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 it doesn't have any animal products, but there's clearly animal products in it. Like, so anytime there's a mistake in the food, that's the only time I've ever had it. Right? That's why veganism is like almost, it's like a 99% because there's always a margin of error. So uh, this was interesting to me because in the 8 years I've been vegan, I have noticed that there's a lot more promotion for fast food chains to want to promote a, like these kinds of meals, right? Meals that people get excited about eating, like junk food, burgers and chicken nuggets and fries and things like that. Like, so let's take a look at what it says here. So, like, quick service eateries were the most likely of all restaurants to offer vegan options to customers. KFC, along with competitors including McDonald's, Burger King, and Pizza Hut, have been increasingly embracing the ever-growing vegan and flexitarian market in the recent years and increasing their meat-free menus accordingly. Here's everything you need to know about how to eat vegan at KFC. So they have the Imposter Burger, which they launched in the UK. The Imposter Burger, right? Which had huge success in its 1 month trial run. Okay, so then they go into like the nuance of like what other things are like vegan that they have there, but you see they go heavy in promoting this. So what's the moral to the story? This is good and bad. Okay, look, beyond fried chicken, right? So there's good and bad to this. Okay. And I'm gonna look you guys in the eye for this one because this is very important. There's good and bad. So the good is that all of these fast food chains adopting more vegan or at least close to plant-based type of products in their menu is going to allow is going to create more attraction to eating and adopting a plant-based lifestyle. Okay, however, what that also will do at the same time is you have to factor in the nutritional content of these plates and these dishes. The nutritional content of the dishes is identical to the non-vegan variety. So if you take chicken nuggets and uh, beyond chicken nuggets, or you take the what did they call it here? Let me see what they called it. Well, I already took out the screen, but you guys saw. Or if you take the wannabe burger versus the burger, the whole idea is they're going to mimic almost identically the same nutritional facts, which means it's still going to have high fat. It's still going to have loads of calories in there, more than what your body needs on a daily basis. And the way they serve you is going to be with a side of fries. They're also deep fried, okay, with a bunch of oils in it, processed oils. So as a vegan myself, as someone who's plant-based, no bueno. Not a good idea, because what's that's going to do? That's going to create an epidemic, and you heard it here first. That's going to create an epidemic of fat, obese vegans with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. Hey, I'm not a doctor, but what I could say is that is going to create the same issues. Vegan ice cream, vegan cupcakes, vegan cookies, vegan pizza, vegan burgers. It's still a burger. It's still pizza. It's still ice cream. Those are the same things that give people the health problems that they have now, except it's not from an animal. So it's still gonna, I predict that it's going to create the same damage that it would. The only difference is we are no longer damaging the animals, we are damaging ourselves. Oh my gosh, you heard it here from Vinny first. You heard it here from Vinny at the, I'm still trying to think if I should do radioactive or overreactive. But either way, guys, this is the situation that we're in. And with that said, my meal prep is here, guys. I just want to share some value with you for today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with anyone who you think will benefit from watching this. And I'm going to check you guys out on the next one soon. This is Vinny Rodriguez. Peace.